John, if we're just talking about treaty settlements as an example, based here in Auckland, you would have a paper which is about to be put or presented to the Mayor very shortly, I'm sure, about the status of those claims, where they're at and who he will need to be engaging with tomorrow, if you like. Can you tell us what you can tell us about the priorities, if you like, within treaty settlements?
Well, certainly, I guess working with the Crown negotiator and one of the where one of the key elements of the settlement is sitting at a space where volcanic cones around Auckland. That's going to be proposed to be co-governed. The title will go back to iwi and they'll be co-governed with the Auckland Council. So certainly the work with the Crown and the iwi is progressed to a point where probably about April they'll be ready to go into deed of settlement. So that's one of the key things that the Mayor and the councils will have to come to terms with in the first 100 days, because that process is well progressed between the Crown and the iwi. Certainly the chief negotiator for the Crown's been working with the existing councils around bringing them up to speed, but certainly that's something that has to be handed over to the new council.
And just refresh our memories, we're talking about which iwi and how many iwi are involved?
Well, in terms of, there's 3 settlement areas that are all getting negotiated concurrently: Kaipara, Tamaki Makaurau and Hauraki. And the Kaipara and Tamaki settlement areas overlap the Auckland Council area. So effectively that's 18 iwi. There's 12 sitting around the table of the Tamaki Collective that'll deal with the volcanic cones around the Auckland City, North Shore and Manukau. And then there's also South Kaipara, Ngāti Manuhiri and Ngāti Rewho and Great Barrier that are also in negotiations at the same time with that southern Kaipara area. And so the Crown are ready to start briefing the new council, and certainly we've been working as part of the transition process how that treaty settlement conversation will continue from 1 November and briefing the incoming Mayor and councillors around where that's at.
So you're saying that this will be something that the new Mayor, the new council indeed, will be facing in the first 100 days?
In terms of coming to terms with it, and certainly looking at from the Auckland Council perspective, how their whakaaro get reflected as part of the negotiation, given that the Auckland Council is going to be in a co-governance arrangement. And but certainly we're 18 months away before it starts to get implemented. So once it goes through deed of settlement and then enacted, so we've got a bit of a window for the new council to come to terms with it and start gearing up for implementation. Certainly in terms of, there's some things that within our existing framework through the Local Government Act and Resource Management Act that we can actually start engaging iwi Māori on. And certainly the other key part of this whole new democratic model, if you like, is the Māori Statutory Board. And iwi are in the process now of appointing the 9 members to that. So that'll be completed in late October. And so that's another mechanism that is going to be quite critical.
And I do want to further discuss that too, that statutory board. But just before we move on to there, let's talk about the other councillors who are going to make up this new structure. Scotty, they've said there's 3 Māori, if you like, or 3 Māori councillors on this on the new council. Your thoughts on them?
Well, firstly, just to follow on what John was saying there, you know, I don't know you're supposed to do this in an interview. Usually I'm in your chair, you see, but I'll break the rules. When the government turned down the Royal Commission proposal that there be Māori seats on the council, I wasn't too concerned about it, because the way I was thinking was similar to what John's been talking about just now, was that eventually the government or the council will have to, there's no way they can run and hide from Māori issues. They're going to have to come and confront Māori. They're going to have to come and talk to Māori about the, you know, on an economic level, environmental level, a social level. They can't get away from those issues, so they're going to have to come and deal with Māori in some shape or form. So there was no way out of that. In terms of who we've got on there now as a Māori voice for us, the 3 candidates that are there, I mean, really, Maori people, Maori candidates, if there were any, which I don't think there were, but Maori candidates who are have a strong Maori agenda generally don't have much of a chance of getting on a council, unless they're celebrities or unless they're culturally assimilated parodies. They're not going to get on a council. So the three candidates that we've got there, safe to say I wouldn't have much confidence that they would be strong advocates and a strong voice for Maori issues on that council. In fact, I'm pretty confident that two would definitely not be, and one possibly. But I mean, you know, probably the whole reason why the three candidates are on there was because they're not strong advocates of Maori issues, and that's why they're there.